Ladies and gentlemen, podcasting since 2005. You're listening to Gamertag Radio. With your hosts, podcaster Hall of Famer Danny Pena, the always opinionated Paris Lilly, and from outside of the norm, Peter Toledo. This is Gamertag Radio.
Welcome to Gamertag Radio, episode 785. This is your host, Danny, and joining me this week, the whole Gamertag Radio crew. Let's start with Pete. What's going on, Pete? Good morning.
Yo. Good morning,
what's up,
gentlemen.
How's everything, man?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right.
Where are you cracking up?
Halfway through Voltron, and man, I'm going to be sad, dude. Right. Legit. Like, it's funny. We were chatting before we came on, and hearing the hype in our voices when we was like, oh, where are you at Voltron? It was like, it's like we were like 12 years old again. And it's just it's amazing how an animated TV show on Netflix has gotten us all hype again. Like we're kids again. I love it. You know, it's fantastic. I could sit here and have like conversations about it with my daughter, the wife. It's amazing how that show has captured our family, and it's amazing. It's awesome. It's good stuff.
It's really dope, man. And I know DreamWorks, they're working on She-Ra animation series too for Netflix.
I don't know if I'm as hyped for that though.
I'll watch it to see how it is. You never know. You never know, man. So, and also we have Paris here. What's going on, Paris?
Hey, good morning. Obviously, I'm on the Voltron hype train as well, and I had even tweeted yesterday after I finished episode 6. Like, I was like, I didn't think I was going to be that guy sitting here praising the show, but it's that good. And like Pete said, I'm going to be sad after the final season when it ends. But this, to take what Voltron was in the 80s and to bring it forward to now and flesh out its universe. Like, it has a legit universe of characters and all that. Like, and no spoilers, but there's literally an episode where they test your memory of bringing in old characters of, do you know who this person is? Right. And they use a certain character to do the test. But that was kind of the whole reminder of, we've built this great universe now of characters and themes. And I think the best testament to Voltron is you don't need Voltron in the episode to make it good. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, like this season, Voltron's actually not in it that much at all, but it's still good.
Barely.
You know, I don't care that they're not forming Voltron. Whereas the old show, that was the cliche. Once you get to the 22-minute mark, all right, time to form Voltron. He pulls out his sword and does whatever. But no, it's great. Yeah. And one other thing, because it's not on the show topic, so I'll just bring it up off the top. So there's rumors right now that Xbox is looking to acquire Obsidian Entertainment, which, you know, has been a great studio over the past, I would say past, 15 years or so. Like they've worked with Bethesda, like they did Fallout New Vegas, things like that. But it made me think of a game they did that was very underrated because it was buggy. That's been Obsidian's unfortunate byproduct over the years. They tend to launch games that are buggy, but they had a game called Alpha Protocol that was on the PC and the Xbox 360. I don't know if you remember this at all, but it was an action RPG game, kind of ahead of its time. It was in the vein of like a Mass Effect or something like that. But I would love to see if this happens, even if it doesn't happen, I would love to see Obsidian revisit that universe again and try it again, because I really think that was a game that deserved more shine at the time, and I'd love to see it come back. But again, just going back to the rumor of Microsoft trying to acquire Obsidian, again, another huge get for them. I mean, if you're bringing that studio into the fold and the games that are coming from there are now exclusive to the Xbox platform, that's another huge win for them.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's really dope. And
Shadowrun.
when this Shadowrun was them too?
That was Obsidian.
Oh, snap, man. And that was the first cross-platform game that I know of.
Yeah,
right?
Xbox and PC players together.
Yeah, that's dope. Oof. Interesting. All right, head over to gamertagradio.com, post your comments and feedback. Also, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and other podcast directories. Make sure to find us, share it, show this to your friends, family, and spread the word about GTR.
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.
All right, so last week was kind of crazy in the gaming world, man. We had back-to-back announcements and news, and Gamescom hasn't even started yet, man. So last week we had Nintendo talking about Smash Brothers Ultimate for Nintendo Switch. Then the next day it was Red Dead Redemption 2, a gameplay footage finally, and then after that, man, Bethesda's showing a bunch of games too, man. So let's start off with Red Dead Redemption 2. This game looks freaking amazing. The game that they show, the footage they show is a 4K, and it was from the PlayStation 4 Pro, because of course they have a marketing deal with PlayStation. So, but man, the game looks freaking good. Holy smokes, man! It looks so good. Your thoughts, man?
The part that annoys me now is that, and it's the Rockstar formula: release on console, wait 6 months, release on PC. I'm starting it off with the fire because you and I went in on this conversation. I don't want to double dip on this because I don't want to regrind, knowing how good the game is going to be. I know Paris recently purchased the original Red Dead Redemption on his, and was able, he got that on the cheap right after the announcement. I don't know if I want to double dip, dude. I really don't. I want to get it in all its glory on PC, but I don't.
Can I jump in?
Paris is dying to jump in here.
Literally, Danny and I had this conversation the other day after the trailer, and we were specifically talking about you because you were mentioning, no, I'm away. You ain't waiting. You are not going to wait. You are going to buy it. Look, I'm not even going to fake the funk. I'm going to wind up getting on Xbox One X. I'm going to play it. I'm going to enjoy it. It's going to look fantastic. And then they're going to put out that PC version probably next fall, something like that. They're going to add some new features to it, blah, blah, blah. And guess what, Pete? Just like me, your dumbass is going to go buy that one too. It is going to happen. This is what they do. And it's smart on their part. They purposely hold the PC version back because you ain't waiting. We're not going to wait. We are going to buy the console version of this game. And then you're going to go turn right back around and you're going to go buy the PC version as well. It just, from a Rockstar standpoint, they know where their money is made. Their money's made on the console because that's where the majority of people are. And if you're a PC person, there's no way. You know that meme of Squidward sitting up in the house, looking down at SpongeBob and Patrick just having fun, and he looks sad? That'll be you if you wait for Red Dead on a PC, because we'll all be having fun, and you'll be sitting up and just sad.
Fear of missing out.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I'm not even at this point. Who cares? Really, I would love to play it on the PC, of course. I got an Xbox One X. I mean, it's going to look phenomenal on it. I'm not concerned. I'm really not. I'm just going to go play it on that, have fun with it, and keep going.
Paris, the conversation we were having, you said that this could be the next Witcher game.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. That, to me, this looked like, what did I tweet? I said, this looked like The Witcher 3 and Skyrim got a flux capacitor, went 88 miles per hour to the Old West and had a baby, and it's Red Dead 2. That's what this game is. That's exactly what that looked like when we saw that trailer to me. It took the best elements of The Witcher and Skyrim and merged them into one game.
I wonder what are the things that they learned from past Grand Theft Auto games and also the last Red Dead Redemption. Then I wonder they're going to add it to this new game now.
Well, the next one is they're going to show off missions. So we're actually going to see gameplay of them doing missions. And you got to think, from what they've been doing with Grand Theft Auto, especially with Grand Theft Auto Online with the heists and stuff like that, this is probably Heist 2.0, what we're going to see. Like think about it. If they show a mission of you robbing a stagecoach, things like that, dude, I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with this world, and it really looks like they're going to focus on the story elements of this as well. And it's not just, oh, you're a bad guy. It's you're part of a gang, but it's family, and you got to do things to support the gang. It looks phenomenal. It really does. I now get why so many other publishers are just steering clear of that. Even Activision was like, you know what? We got to get Call of Duty out before this game comes out because this is going to be ridiculous. Yep. You know, when Activision blinks, you know you got a monster. It's going to be an absolute monster. And we don't even know about the online yet. And imagine what they're going to do. Again, I go back to Grand Theft Auto Online. That thing Rockstar, Grand Theft Auto 5 is going to be in the top 10 again this year for sales. That is insane. And it's because of what they're doing with GTA Online. So imagine what they're going to do with Red Dead Online, because they've learned so much from doing Grand Theft Auto Online. It's phenomenal. Can't wait.
And the crazy part, Paris, they didn't even go to E3. They don't go to
They don't need to.
No expos. None of that. None of that. Rockstar always do this every year. Not every year, but every time they have a new game, they just show the trailer, show a couple gameplays, maybe some exclusive interiors here and there, and that's it.
So the
People are still gonna buy it, man. That's crazy.
So the question begs to be asked: Is Rockstar bulletproof?
No, they're not. I don't think anyone is. CD Projekt Red's not bulletproof.
But if there's a developer that has shown the history, the legacy of dropping games that, as our good friend Marcus said about Call of Duty, are they bulletproof on their, regardless of what they do? They're going to sell like gangbusters. It's going to be put in that pantheon. We all have our personal Mount Rushmores of developers. They have to be the first and foremost. They have to be right there, right dab smack in the middle. Because every time they drop something, like Danny said, they don't have to go through the whole E3 and Gamescom and blow out hundreds of millions of dollars for displays and showing off. No, they just, here's a little trailer. We sent our video guy. We sent our video guy with a box of Red Bull and a case of gummy worms off to the corner. Just come out with a trailer and we'll put it out on YouTube. And then, the hype train goes ballistic. Everybody goes insane. And we'll see your hundreds of millions when we launch in October.
Yeah, man. It's insane. I think the last time that I remember seeing or hearing about Rockstar being at E3 was maybe when it was Grand Theft Auto 4, when Microsoft had that exclusive announcement that they have a marketing deal with Xbox and all this stuff, and that's when Peter Moore showed his fake tattoo of GTA. That was the last time.
But they weren't even
the
there.
last time.
But they were just it was just announced, but they weren't there. Rockstar was never there.
Yeah. No, they were there before that, of course. Yeah, they showed what's the name of that game?
Bully.
The table tennis game. They were there for that. That was years ago. Years ago during the 360 days. So, and I think I saw them also because I remember this. They were at Comic-Con New York because they were promoting the mystery game. What's the name of it? Oh my God, the detective one that you have to pay attention to their faces and everything, facial expressions. They were there at Comic-Con New York promoting that game. That was years ago too, man. So insane, man. But your thoughts, man. So are you planning to get this day one, or are you going to wait a little bit, or what? Before we go to the next topic.
I mean, pretty much no brainer. It seemed to me to just get it day one or around there somewhere. I mean, obviously it just depends on what's going on game wise, what I'm doing at that time. But like we said, so many have cleared out from that October 26th date. There's really not going to be any games coming out around that time that I'm I'm already playing this. So I'm just going to keep playing. I'll get Red Dead later. I'm pretty sure I'll get it day one. I don't see why I wouldn't.
Let me ask you this, Paris. Why are you getting the Xbox version and not the PlayStation 4?
None of your business. That's why, because that's what I prefer. How about that? No, because legit. I have an Xbox One X right now. We all know that as far as fidelity wise, visual and all that, it's the most powerful console. I'm expecting it to be the best console version. And I really could care less what platform I play it on, so I'll just get on Xbox One X. Why not?
Not even if they have like exclusive content, which I don't know if that's happened though.
Dude, Rockstar ain't doing that they're not playing that game anymore. They don't need to. They're not doing no exclusive thing. Like if they had some exclusive thing with PlayStation would be screaming it from the rafters at this point. Yeah. And no one's saying anything. So it's going to be the same game where you play it on Xbox or PlayStation. So I just get it on Xbox. Yeah, and another reason I really just don't have that many games I play on Xbox as it is, so why not? Might as well.
Yeah, Rockstar has no need to splinter fan bases or try to go for that super marketing push. Doesn't matter if they were doing it on the Nintendo Switch or if they could literally resuscitate Ouya from the grave by saying we're dropping it exclusively 8 months earlier than everybody else on the Ouya and watch sales skyrocket as a result. So I don't think it would make a difference where they go, and they don't need the gimmick of exclusive DLC if you buy it on console X. You know what I mean? They have no requirement to do that. They're the kings right now.
Hey, have you read Aaron Greenberg's tweets? What's up?
Breaking the fourth wall. I guess in our Twitch chat they're saying PlayStation has exclusive treasure maps. I will have to research that.
Okay. Have you guys read Aaron Greenberg's tweets?
No.
Hashtag 4K enhanced and all that. You know how it is. He's always every time there's like a big announcement, he always does that. So it's cool. All right, now let's go to the next game. And this one, I'm very excited about this one. It's the new Doom Internal. It was announced during QuakeCon. Bethesda is releasing this sometime next year. And it's coming out for the PC, for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch. That version is developed by Panic Button, which one of my favorite developers so far. They worked on the last Doom, also Wolfenstein 2, and so on. So that's dope. Now, I know everybody's like excited to get this on PC and Xbox, but I think I might get the Nintendo Switch version, man, instead of Xbox. What are your thoughts about the game and which version you're getting if you're planning to get this game?
Well, I think for this game, getting on the Switch, I wouldn't do that. I would definitely get one of the other consoles, or I would get the PC version, but the Switch version of this is going to be nerfed compared to the other ones. I mean, if you look at what they announced and what this game's going to be doing, I mean, the Switch will be a nice secondary supplement to it. I don't think this would be my prime way to want to experience what they're going to do with this Doom game. It looks phenomenal. I've not been huge into Doom, so on a personal level, it's not something I'm going to run out to go get. But I totally understand the excitement for it and why everyone's going crazy over it. I mean, it looks phenomenal. And if you're into that type of gameplay with Doom, day one. Be a day one thing.
Yeah, I think the last game, I loved it. Loved it so much. But I didn't really care much about the multiplayer. Like, I'll play here and there. And, then the developers started working a lot of DLC content for the multiplayer. But this time, they're going to focus more on DLC content for the story. More campaigns and all that. So I'm very excited about that. Very happy that they're making that move. Because sometimes I just want to play single player games. I don't want to play multiplayer at all, man. So that's fine. Pete, your thoughts about Doom Eternal?
Doom Eternal is just a totally brand new game, right? It's the sequel essentially to what they dropped a couple years ago, right?
Yeah. The 2016 version.
I mean, I got it on PC as my first reintroduction to Doom. I think I'm going to stay on Doom just because the gameplay lends itself so easily to playing it on PC. I mean, obviously, yes, you could play it on other platforms, but I think for a game that plays as smoothly as it does on PC, I think I'm going to stay there. I know I've seen your Cafe con Danny's where you've done your gameplay of it on Switch. But I don't think I could do it on Switch. I just think that a game like that. I think I actually played yours in San Francisco one day.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it was the day that we were playing Uno.
Yeah,
and
it looks
yes,
good on the Switch.
It plays smoothly. It plays smoothly, but I think personally, I would like the ease of gameplay for me personally on PC. So that's where I'll be.
Okay, cool. I know, P, you posted something on our Discord about the game, something that where it's kind of like a multiplayer type mode where your friends could join your game, but they will be like the enemy while you're playing the single player campaign.
You can invade other people's games as characters in the game. So it's like you could almost raid into, like, let's say I'm playing with you and, you know, these 3 other people or whatever. I can raid Paris's game and try to wreak havoc on his experience while he's playing. And I think that's really, really cool. I love when developers try to put a new spin on the game. Like, yes, you want multiplayer. Everybody wants to play multiplayer and play with friends or against friends. But when you throw the hook of something like that and change the direction, do something completely different that's not expected, that's what we want as gamers, in my opinion, right? I mean, I could be wrong, and, you know, I shudder to think that I'm trying to speak for Paris here, but that's what people want. People want to see difference. They want to give them something that they can't see in every other game that's out on the market. And, you know, kudos to id, as usual, spearheading that.
Yeah, definitely, man. Are you guys excited for Rage 2? And I know Mandy reviewed the game when she used to be part of GTR, and she liked it very much, and she's excited for 2. You guys are excited for Rage 2 or not? Because that game doesn't have no multiplayer, but I read that it's gonna have and I quote, a social component. But it's not multiplayer. So your thoughts?
It's not something I would get day one. I'm not excited for it as far as a day one pickup, but just from everything that Bethesda has shown and just the buzz around it, it looks like it's going to be a very solid game. It really does. It'll be a wait and see. I want to see. I want to get some feedback on it first, but it's definitely on the radar for sure. I played the first Rage. I enjoyed it for what it was, but I mean, I didn't think it was an amazing thing. But this isn't like. This is more of an open world thing that they're doing with this Rage. So I'm curious. It's just a curiosity with me, but it's not something I'm planning to pick up right away.
Yeah, same here. I don't even think I played the first Rage, and it wasn't something that gave me any like hype. I wasn't super excited for it, so I don't. Hopefully it changes, but for right now, that's something. And with everything else coming out these days, I don't think it could crack the library of games wanting to be played.
Yeah, there's just way too many other things I want to play this holiday that I'm going to look. You know, I'm going to start playing Rage. Hell, sticking with Bethesda, I'd be more interested in Fallout 76 before I would play Rage 2, which I don't know if that's where you're going next, Danny. But obviously they talked a little bit about some of the way the PvP is going to work in there, and they were showing off how with our basically how you level up your character. They're going to do the cards, like these cards now for your stats. So if you increase your strength, you basically can purchase a card for like 1 point. As you level up, maybe it's 2 points, 3 points. It's like stamina, intelligence, all that stuff. So it's an interesting way to do it. I'd be curious playing it to do it. I think it's a more straightforward way to basically level up your character. But going back to the PvP portion of it, so ironically enough, and Pete, I don't know if you've already seen information on it, basically Bethesda's copying the Dark Zone. That's what it is, in that you can try to engage another person in to fight you, but they have to give permission. Like you could hit me, and then I would get a prompt to say, all right, yep, let's go do it. And then now we can go fight or whatever. Now, if I don't give you permission and you basically keep harassing me and then you eventually kill me, you now go rogue. And on everyone's map, you come up as a murderer, and then basically people get bonuses for hunting you down and killing you. So it's the Dark Zone. That's exactly what it is. It's the Dark Zone from the Division. Yeah. I'll be curious to see how that plays out real time, because I guarantee you, just like the Dark Zone, you're going to have people that their only goal in life is to grief you. They don't care about progression, nothing. It's just to go kill other people that don't want to fight. The people that want to fight, fine. But even if I don't want to fight, you could kill me. Plus, nukes are in the game for the different structures and buildings and everything, like the camps that you can build. So nukes are in the game. It'll be hard to do, but you can nuke someone's base out of existence. But I guess you can also have a blueprint of it and rebuild it if you need to.
Yep.
I'm worried about the grief factor of Fallout 76, personally. I just think there's people that are going to want to play it like a Fallout game, and then there's people that are just going to be a-holes. And they don't care about playing it like it's Fallout. They just care about ruining your day. And I think that's going to be, unfortunate, the main theme that is going to come out of Fallout 76. You're just going to hear about all the stories of people spending hours and hours building their camps and bases, and then some a-hole comes and just nukes it out of existence. Those are the things that you're going to hear about. So we'll see. We will see. But I will say this, and I'll be quiet. I do applaud Bethesda trying, because mix it up, try something different. If it works, great. If it doesn't, adjust to community feedback.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. Now, so the next topic.
Before we break that, before
Dan had no comment, Pete. You can't have a comment. Just move on.
Yeah, I don't care about Fallout. I'm out. Let's just keep moving the show on.
Move on.
So I'm curious. I want to hear what other people have to say about this. Again, yes, kudos to Bethesda for changing the landscape of multiplayer. I do say that them giving protection to players under level 5 though lets everybody sort of get up to speed on how to play PvP before they can get murdered. So you kind of have some. It's not like you're going in as a level 1 and immediately getting washed as soon as you walk in, as soon as you start. So it gives you a chance to get leveled up. And depending on how quickly leveling up occurs, again, like Paris said, you could get griefed. What I want to know is your opinions on the beta is essentially the full game, because everything transfers over when it goes live. There is no limit to how much you can play and do. I want to know what your thoughts on that is.
I think that's fine. I don't see an issue with that. It's because I remember way back when the first Destiny beta came out. I played it, finished the level and so on. Then when the original game came out, retail version, I was like, oh man, I have to do this all over again. Let me just do it. And so in a way, it's good, because once it gets saved and the retail version comes out, I don't have to worry about doing the mission all over again, because I played it already in the beta. So I think that's a great idea.
I disagree. I don't like that you have a beta. Not everybody wants to participate in a beta, and all the bugs and the changes and the things that may happen by the time we get to retail, maybe you get an advantage playing in the beta to help you get to a certain level. And then that's something that changes in the final game, and people that pick it up at the final game don't have that advantage. I don't like it. I'd rather everyone start off on equal footing. A beta should be a beta. Any progress, any progression, anything that you do in that beta should be wiped when the retail version comes out. To me, that should just be a standard across the board for all games.
It also lends towards the grief factor, as you mentioned, because now starting day 1, there's going to be people that are uber leveled up.
Exactly. That's my point.
Well, you know what? Don't play then. Jeez.
Wow.
But that's not the right answer, though. That's not the right defense for that, though. Ignorance is not bliss in this respect, though.
Yeah. I don't know.
You can't just say don't play it.
I don't see an issue with that, man. It's just not. I don't know. There's bigger things to worry
So
about.
you're okay, you going in day one, complete noob, and then you're already at risk of losing things because you're a low level and there's somebody who literally never left their bedroom, for 3 or 4 months. You're okay with that?
You're buying the game, so it's gonna be the same situation too. Once you level that up, while you're playing the retail version. So what's the difference? You're still gonna go through that, Pete. So the only choice you have is buy the game or not buy the game.
See, your internet's lagging you out because what you're saying is ridiculous. No, people shouldn't be able to have that head start on that kind of stuff. Again, it should be a equal playing field from day one. Not everyone is going to play that beta, and that's why I think that's unfair advantage. Personally, I'd rather November, whatever it comes out, hit the reset button. Everyone starts off fresh. Now, maybe you have experience because you played in that beta, so you kind of know what to do and where to start off, but you don't have a level advantage on anyone. Everyone has the same start time. I think that's fair, personally. Why are we talking about this so much? It doesn't matter. Danny just being difficult.
You were the one. You're the one that started.
No, you started because you ended it. I don't know. I'm having with it.
It's all good. All right. Very quick. Def Jam game. I know some of us have played in the past. What if? This is a what if question. In the future, we might see a new game. What type of who's like characters? Any rappers you would like to see in the game, man? Very quick. Before we go to the next topic, Peter Paris, if you guys want to talk about it.
Well, I'm stuck in the 90s, so all my rappers are from the 90s. I don't know nobody new.
So you won't put no Kendrick Lamar, no, Eminem is still around, Jay-Z is still around, Method Man, Redman for sure, right?
Yeah, that's it. Basically, if they were in the 90s, put them in there because that's all I know. I don't know these new people. Kendrick Lamar might be the only new person I know.
What about you, Pete? Because you still listen to a lot of.
I do,
pop.
But I mean, do you really want to fight as Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna throw that pusher in there.
I put Kanye. Yeah,
I will put Kanye in there just to see him get beat for his recent comments.
Wow,
like
really,
that.
dude? Damn.
Yes, I said it. I'm talking about a fighting game. Come on. I do listen to current rap. When I can. I mean, probably if you're gonna throw new rappers out there, I'd probably say right now, Jid, Cole, Denzel Curry. That new album is amazing. I really, really dig it.
J. Cole? And did you say J. Cole?
Yeah.
What about Logic? I put Logic.
Yeah, Logic. Put him out there. Kendrick Lamar. But I mean, my roots are in 90s hip hop. So I want to see Redman. I want to see. Put DMX just because he's crazy. You know what I mean? I want to see Meth. I want to see. Put all the Wu-Tang out there. Make it Def Jam Wu-Tang, and I'll be okay.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I heard a couple stories about rappers working on the Def Jam game behind the scenes. It was pretty funny and stuff. And I think I asked Nori because Nori was part of one of the games too. Like how was like his experience and everything too. So that was cool. By the way, do you remember this? I always wanted to ask this question to Cliffy B. They used to work at Epic Games at that time. But do you know that Drake was supposed to be in one of the Gears of War games back in the days, and they replaced him and then added Ice-T instead? I wonder what happened behind the scenes that they decided to remove Drake and put Ice-T in the game.
Probably because nobody sees Drake as someone that you could. That's someone who would be because he if you look at Drake as a rapper in comparison to everybody else, he has that soft appearance. Like he doesn't have calluses on his hands. That man's soft. So can you really see someone like Aubrey come across as rough and tumble and someone who could fight? And I don't know dude personally, but I'm just saying his appearance, his demeanor and everything, he doesn't look like rough and tumble. Like you could see him in an alleyway and you'd be okay. You'd be like, all right, I'm gonna be all right. You know what I mean? Like you see Ice-T coming at you, like, whoa, chill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that I could say. That's what I would say. Like he just doesn't come across, as someone that's rough and rugged, but
Yeah, I wonder if they will ever release those recordings. Epic.
I doubt it. I
would love to hear that, man. So. By the way, P, I know you posted this in our chat about Ninja. You want to talk about it? Because I think it's been going around the web, man.
Well, it originally started with an article from Polygon yesterday. Ninja, they had an interview with Ninja, and he explains why he chooses not to stream with women on Twitch. And I know that this is probably going to start a sore subject if it hasn't. I mean, I know it's already exploded on the internet and everybody's going crazy, but I thought it was a good discussion. I'm not trying to pick a specific side, but I'm curious because it does create commentary and dialogue, which is what we do here. Mm-hmm. Ninja explains that he chooses not to stream or co-stream or game with women because he doesn't want to start potential rumors because of, flirting, etc. He's happily married. He has his home. He's got hundreds of thousands of 12-year-old viewers on Twitch, and every single word that comes uttered out of his mouth could be rightfully or incorrectly construed to be, whether it's, flirtation, etc. So he'd rather just keep that drama out of his life, out of his stream, and not have anything like that bother, or, cause an issue with his wife. And so the internet has exploded in retort. There's been other partnered streamers on Twitch who have argued because they feel that he's blocking, in a sense, or maybe gatekeeping women out of the streaming, out of streaming careers potentially. And I'm curious to know what your guys' thoughts. My personal opinion is it's his stream. He can do whatever he wants. I don't see how it's being negative, defamatory, or hurtful to women in streaming. He's just choosing to keep that out of his life and out of his stream. Others are going to have their opinions on it, but I'd like to hear your thoughts.
I disagree with you, honestly. I think it's one of the most silly things I've ever heard as a reason. I don't give a frick how famous, popular you are or whatever, but so what next? I'm not going to stream with black people because I don't want anyone to think I'm racist or something. It's like, it's stupid. It is legitimately one of the dumbest things that I've heard, to say, I'm not going to stream with a woman because I don't want people to think I'm flirting with them. It's like, be a freaking man and don't do it. I interact with women every day. There's not a woman on this planet that's going to accuse me of flirting with them because I respect women. Period. It's really that simple. So yeah, it's dumb. And no, I don't think it's okay that he does that. I do think it's a problem because, to me, you're offending an entire genre of people by doing that. That's offensive. If I was a woman, I'd be offended. Because again, if he's going to say, well, I'm not going to stream with a Korean person, you would be offended because, well, I don't want people to think I'm doing anything with Asian people. It's like, same thing. It's literally the same thing. So I think it's dumb. I really do. That's just my 2 cents.
And I agree with that because, guys, we travel all the time and we're cool with everybody. We hang out with a lot of people. Look, if you check my Instagram and Facebook, I have pictures with women, with guys, with everybody, man, and it's about building that trust, man. And if you start just slamming women in general just because, I don't want my relationship to go downhill because maybe she's too jealous and I don't want to start drama and all, I don't know. I think, to me, it's dumb, man. You have to build that trust. And by him doing this, I feel like you're not really helping your relationship. You're kind of like trying to keep it at the safe side. It reminds me of was it Mike Pence, the vice president? He said that he says that he can't go out without his wife because maybe the relationship is like she's probably too jealous. He don't want her to be too jealous. I don't know, man. I find the whole thing ridiculous, man.
Here's another example. what if it was a gay person, right? What if it was a gay man? I'm not going to stream with gay people because I don't want them to think I'm flirting with them. If I'm gay, I'm offended. But like, bro, you ain't that good looking. Okay, it's the same thing. It's like as a woman, it's like, dude, I'm not attracted to you. It's like, again, just because you're the opposite sex, I instantly have to be attracted to you and want you because you're ninja and you're famous and all. It's stupid. The whole thing is stupid. I'm sorry. And look, I'm old, so maybe I'm just looking at it from an old man point of view. But when I saw that, I just thought it was one of the most silly things I've ever saw. Because you telling me you can't handle yourself around the opposite sex, that you would say or do something that would imply that you're flirting with them.
No, and I don't think that's it, Paris. I think it's because the majority of his audience is young. Set the example then. That's my point. To me, that's not an excuse. My audience is young. My audience is this. You dictate to your audience the person that you are. That's my point. It doesn't matter who your audience is. Let them be immature idiots in your chat. Don't give them the example to continue it. Because if you're not doing it, then they're just talking. They're talking to the air. They're talking to themselves. As long as you handle yourself the right way, it doesn't matter what your audience is saying in your chat. That's all I'm saying. You should be able to game and play with whoever the hell you want to. Should not matter. And he's taking that choice 100% to himself. He's choosing not to.
Oh, well, you know what? I disagree with you. Obviously, you seem to want to defend it. You seem to want to defend it, so I'm just going to be quiet.
No, I'm literally just giving this the opportunity to have the discourse. You know, we're having the discussion. I'm not trying to sit here.
But you're literally sword and shielding for Ninja at this point, and I've made it very clear I don't agree with it. I think it's silly, and to me, it sounds like you're just making excuses for it. So I'm going to stop talking about it because, again, it to me, it's ridiculous. And as an old man, I look at it and think it's very childish and immature to make a statement like that. That's all I'm saying.
Fine, but I'm not sitting here trying to have the discussion to try to change your mind. That's the last thing I'm trying to do. I just think that this needs to be discussed in an open forum. Whether you and I disagree on our personal values with regards to this situation has nothing to do with it. I'm just bringing this out so people who are not aware of it can have this discussion. We can continue to have this discussion, and us as people can learn and evolve and grow from this, you know, but I just wanted us to have the discussion. I'm not here trying to change your mind or your opinion on the matter.
Yeah, let me tell you a little story about something similar to that, man. So usually my family, we do like a lot of parties and I always invite like friends and family and so on, right? So she's not my cousin, she's like a friend of the family, right? So this was like years ago. So she was at the party. She was there with her boyfriend and so on. And I was like, hey, let's go dance. You know, like I see her as like my cousin, you know, like, hey, let's go dance. She's like, nah, I can't dance with no guys because, you know, my boyfriend is here. I don't want him to get mad. I'm like, what? We're just dancing. We're family. We're like, what the hell's wrong? Like that. It's like, in the perfect example, it's kind of similar to like what Ninja situation. It's like, really? So you're gonna shut down all basically your family members? You can't dance with us because your boyfriend is there and you guys have like trust issues, man. You know, I think in relationship you have to build that trust, man. You have to do certain things like that so you guys could both trust each other, man. But by blocking it, it's like you guys will learn about trusting each other, man.
See, this is why I say all the time, this whole streaming thing, YouTube thing, all that is eventually the bubble's going to pop on it, because now you have a person who is a quote unquote celebrity now because he plays video games in front of other people on a stream, worried more about his freaking brand than just being a person. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, am I really not gonna have Mandy on a stream with me because she's a female? Oh, God forbid, I'm too popular. I make too much damn money now, so I can't have her on. It's like, come on, it's stupid.
Yeah, it is dumb. It is dumb, man. But I think that was a good discussion, man. It's cool. Anything else about that, or we move on?
No, we can move on. I'm not sitting here trying to cape for Ninja. Yeah, I'm not gonna get. I don't get anything out of it. I just thought it was a great opportunity for a discussion on the show. That's it.
That's cool. Yeah, guys. For those who are listening, make sure to send us your feedback, questions, all that. Fanmail at gamertagradio.com or give us a call 76273-7GTR. All right. So the last topic. This is a good one. So Philip. He just posted a video to this whole IGN Dead Cells review, and it was up for like a couple hours.
I'm not really sure where to start because there's a lot that I need to say. But if you're watching this video, then you probably already heard about the plagiarism allegations, and now you're waiting for my side of the story. So here it is. I take complete ownership over what happened with the Dead Cells review. There were a lot of circumstances surrounding it, but at the end of the day, I was the editorial lead on it, so if anything, that makes it my responsibility. My review process isn't really that different from other reviewers that I've met while working as a professional in the games media industry. And the formula stays the same for whatever product I'm reviewing. I do as much research as I can about it, whether it's a game, a product, or an event. I try to look at all resources that I have available to me before I start formulating my own critical opinions so that I can offer the most cohesive possible review. The bottom line is that what happened with the Dead Cells review was not at all intentional. So with that said, I just want to apologize to everybody at IGN for all of the undeserved criticisms and doubt that may have been sparked in their credibility as a respected source for games media. I mean, I made a lot of great friends over there, and the last thing that I ever wanted to do was disappoint any of them or put any of them in a bad place. There are so many very talented, hardworking, and creative people at IGN, and each and every one of them deserves praise for the great content that they put out every single day. I have nothing but the utmost love and respect for everyone there, so just please don't swarm them with any mean and undeserved negative attention. I'd also like to apologize to Motion Twin, the developers of Dead Cells. It sucks so much that their game got caught in the middle of this controversy because it really is a great game and a lot of people worked very hard on it for a long time. So I hope that it gets the recognition that it deserves for the right reasons. As for Boomstick, I have nothing but the best wishes for him, and I hope that his wave of success lasts a long time. A lot of you watching this video might not know my story, but I also started out as a YouTuber, so I completely understand what it's like being a small YouTuber trying to make a name for yourself. I mean, Boomstick, just keep doing what you're doing, man. It looks like you have a great thing going, and I've got nothing but respect for you. I was lucky enough to get noticed on IGN through my YouTube channel, which, if in case you're wondering, is in fact all of my own original work. So you can keep looking, Kotaku, and please let me know if you find anything. Which, by the way, their news editor, Jason Schreier, tried to imply that my FIFA 18 review was also inauthentic by claiming that I copied it from Nintendo Life, and that's just so not the case. I mean, maybe he was implying that if you have similarly opinionated reviews, then you're just plagiarizing, or maybe he's just trying to get as many clicks off of my name right now as possible, or maybe he just likes kicking people when they're down. I don't know. I mean, check it out for yourselves and you be the judge. But one thing that I do know is that it's not very fun being the target of a gigantic lynch mob who wants nothing more than to feed into your destruction. The amount of hate and threats that I've been receiving on social media have been pretty staggering. And I get it. I mean, people are mad, and rightfully so. But it's one thing to go and harass me, berate me with hateful words and threats, and it's a whole other thing to look up my family members and spread hateful comments on their social media accounts. It's just not okay. I mean, not on any level. They have nothing to do with this, so please just leave them out of it. There have been so many of you that have also reached out to me with kindness and words of support, and honestly, I can't thank you enough for that, because it's probably the only thing that's been keeping my head straight throughout this whole nightmare. And it gives me hope for the future because honestly, I love what I do and I want to keep doing it. I don't want to stop making videos. I want to prove to you that I can be better than I ever was before. Like I said, I take full responsibility for what happened with the Dead Cells review, and I know that I'm going to have to do a lot of work to earn your trust back, but that's okay because I'm going to do everything that I can to make that happen. The truth is, I didn't get into this industry to make money or to get famous. I started this whole journey because I love video games, and even more so because I love making content about them. I mean, I wanted to share my passion for entertainment with you and maybe inspire others to go out and chase their dreams as well. So that's everything I have to say. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you to everyone who's been so incredibly supportive throughout this entire living nightmare. And I really hope I get to see you guys again soon.
First of all, in the video, he didn't even apologize to Boomstick. He didn't mention any of that. He just was coming up with like excuses over and over again. And once the video was up, he even called out Jason Schreier from Kotaku saying, "Oh, you just posting articles about me, trying to get like great clicks because my name is out there right now and so on. But please find me more stuff. Find me more stuff of me copying other YouTubers or writers and so on, of my other reviews." And it was, the video was getting hammered left and right from everybody that Philip decided to remove it from YouTube again. So your thoughts, guys, because it's like this guy, he's done, man. Philip is done. He's never going to get a job in the industry, man, because of this stupid move, man.
Well, the three of us, along with our unnamed other friend, you know, we've talked about it. The three of us have chatted about this on our offline group. He made his bed. He has to sleep in it. To try to drag others into his world, kicking and streaming, it's wrong. Accept the blame for what you did. Own it. Learn from the experience and move on. I think him trying to shout out and try to throw Jason under the bus for doing his job is wrong. And then for him to challenge Jason and say, "I dare you to find other instances of it." You picked the wrong dude to go send on the witch hunt against you. You know, yep. He's already delivered proof. He delivered more. He dropped more dirt on you. And then you challenge him to find additional, which he did, and then you're going to continue to try to throw him under the bus and then monetize your video, your apology. The beginning of it sounded authentic and genuine, and I'm okay with it. But when the video devolved into, well, everybody else does it, and Jason, how dare you do this? That just showed his immaturity. And I don't know if he'll be blacklisted and if he's done in this thing. Because, I mean, hell, we've seen Logan Paul do just as bad, if not worse stuff. And he's apparently still making money on YouTube. I mean, thank God YouTube finally got rid of Alex Jones, but that's a totally different situation and conversation and not a place for this on this show. But I don't think he fully fleshed out that apology video and thought about the repercussions of what he said before he hit publish. So I think, if anything, this is an excellent opportunity to learn, not just for Philip, but for others in this space along with us. Whether you're Jason Schreier, you're up there at the top of the game, or you're just starting out. Be authentic, be real. And I think that's something we've all talked about on this show. Be authentic, be real, put your heart and soul into it, and don't do things expecting an overnight success. Low and slow is the right way. Hell, we saw Boomstick. He talked about it himself. How, yeah, he was, he hit that wall earlier this year with YouTube saying, "Oh, you need to have these X numbers, a number of hours or number of views or subscribers." And then he dropped his Monster Hunter review, 1.1 million viewers. You know what I mean? That's exactly what you need to do. Low and slow, do your job, be consistent, put 100% of yourself into it, and eventually you'll get there. Don't expect overnight success.
Paris?
I mean, like I said, and I even said in the chat when you first sent the link to the video, as I started to watch it, I thought it was a sincere apology that was starting to come. But like Pete said, it devolved into making excuses. And to me, when you screw up, the worst thing you can do is to apologize with excuses. Just own it, period. Say, I did it. Whether there was because it sounds like there's a third party involved in all this, which is a whole nother story. But just own it as I did it. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm humbled. I take full ownership of it. Move on. Don't bring Jason Schreier to it. Jason Schreier is not investigating you if you didn't plagiarize. Period. Jason Schreier has many other things he could have been doing, and then you basically challenged him on the video to continue to investigate you, and he found even more, which makes you look even worse. So that's on him. All of this is on him. Like I said, at first I kind of had some sympathy for it, but I look at it now, he's done in this industry. No one is going to look. He may do his YouTube thing, and maybe that blows up into something. But as far as him working at an established publication like an IGN or a Polygon or something like that, that's never happening. No way. No freaking way they would ever hire him to do that, because his apology wasn't a sincere one. If he was sincere, then he could go away for a while, reinvent himself, come back, and then people are like, oh yeah, remember that's the guy that plagiarized, but wow, look at all the stuff that he's done since then. Now he's just going to look at the person that plagiarized and never owned it. And like you said, he didn't apologize to Boomstick either, which I think is ridiculous. I'm sure Dead Cells is loving this. The developer of that is like, oh my God, our name is freaking everywhere. Wow, this is just free pub. They're having a blast. I'm sure the sales numbers of that game is just going to explode because of all of this. But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that it happens. It's unfortunate that I agree with him in this sense. He ain't the only one. Because he thought he could get away with whether he did it or, like I said, a third party did it and gave it to him and he just read the script. They think they can take advantage of these small time streamers, YouTubers, bloggers, or whatever. Like, no one's paying attention to them. That was a good article. I'll just snatch it and throw it up on a major publication. Now it's ours. Guarantee it happens all the time. So I'm not surprised that this was the case. It just so happened to get caught. You know what I mean? Like I said, again, with the Jason Schreier thing, I think that's the main thing that I pull out of this, that don't be mad. Look, and I feel bad that his family's being attacked. That should never happen. But don't be mad at Jason. Don't be mad at Kotaku. He's literally doing his job. He wouldn't be doing his job if he didn't investigate you and follow up on it to see if you were plagiarizing other things. And it turns out you were. So you got caught again. Another thing, and I think I'm going to deep dive into this. I even saw there's been some journalistic back and forth, because Colin Moriarty reached out via Twitter and wants Philip, however you say his name, to come down to LA and them do a face-to-face interview on it. Some people are like, yep, absolutely. And other journalists are kind of angry at Colin because they feel like he's bottom feeding and just grabbing for views. I see both sides of it. I see that, yeah, maybe the video was bad, and a follow-up where someone can actually ask him questions and we can get legit answers is probably something that people want to see. But it was Colin, and Colin's very controversial. So people are only going to see the negative side of it from Colin, and that he's bottom feeding and he's just trying to extend his own brand by highlighting something that's negative in our industry. So it's a fine line. To be honest, if it was Greg Miller, as an example, doing this, I'd probably be way more okay with it. It was Danny O'Dwyer or something, or even if it was Jason Schreier, as an example, doing this, I would be more okay with the follow-up interview. But because it's Colin and because he's so controversial, it just comes off as slimy, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering where you were going to that, because I was like, man, what if we get an interview with him? Is it going to be the same thing? I don't think so. But yeah, now that you explained that Greg Miller and everybody else, okay, now I can see the difference why. Interesting. I didn't know that. And do you think Philip is going to do it or not?
Oh, I have no idea. It's just I just saw because Colin was basically trying to defend himself, and he was screenshotting other journalists that were ripping him and basically saying, "I don't see the big deal. Why is this an issue? Why is this an issue?" It's like, come on, Colin. We know why it's an issue. It's because it's you and just your track record. If it was Greg Miller doing it, which I think is the perfect example since they were partners for so long. But if Kind of Funny was trying to do it, if Andrew or Renee was doing it, no one's slime ball. Why are you doing this? They would say, yep, let's do it. Get them on camera. Let's ask them those questions. But because it's you, people feel like you're going to spin this to make an advantage for yourself. That's really all it is.
Yeah. Danny Dwyer actually mentioned something like that. Is like, I don't want to butcher the exact wording of it, but he said something to the effect of there's a short list of people which he would be okay with interviewing Philip. And he said, Jason, you're on that very short list of people. So I think in this case, having Jason and Philip together in a room, I'd actually like to see it video recorded, but I don't think Jason really does a lot of video stuff. I would love to see that one-on-one conversation, not an argument, not a he said, she said, finger point, but I'd like to see them have a conversation regarding this whole situation, whether it's, him directly interviewing him about exactly that, what he plans to do after this, how he feels about. I would love to see that conversation between, because I think at this point it's the two of them are actually the ones that are at the top of this whole conversation, and those two I think should have that conversation.
Think of it this way. Donald Trump, obviously he's a very polarizing figure at this point. If it was Anderson Cooper interviewing him or Bill O'Reilly, which one would you want? Anderson. Think of it that way. I'll leave it at that.
Cooper, yeah. Huh. Interesting. And on that note, we should wrap it up. All right. So head over to gamertagradio.com. Post your comments and feedback. Also, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, and other podcast directories. All right. So, we're going to wrap it up here. And we're going out of town in a couple of days. Pete is going out of town. I'm going to Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. I'm going to be meeting up with a couple of our community members over there. And I'm going to be covering Call of Duty World League. It's going to be a lot of fun. The championship edition. That's going to be a lot of fun. And anything else?
I still don't have my 4K 60 Pro card doesn't work. Going on week 2.
That's a lot of fun. See, but you know what? It helps. It helps that you have a check mark your Twitter account. That helps a lot, though.
Well, I'll leave it at that. Let's just say I had a conversation offline. So I will not be tweeting about my card not working anymore. I'll just put it that way.
Wow, famous Paris, man. It was me, crickets. It's all good. P, anything else from you, or that's it?
I just want to give a shout out to LeBron James for his for what he did over the last couple of days. As much as a Miami Heat lifer as I am, him leaving, yes, the Miami Heat was, it hurt as a fan. Him going to LA and him winning the championships or his championship in Cleveland was fantastic. But what he's done off the court is equally as impressive with his latest step. And I want to give him kudos for that. Guaranteeing that every Cleveland student goes to college. Or is it just Akron or just Cleveland?
Akron. It's just the kids that are going to that
Akron,
school.
Ohio, where he grew up.
Well, no, but not everyone. It's the ones that get to go to that school that he goes to. If they stay the entire time and graduate, they are guaranteed to get a scholarship to go to the University of Akron.
That's... You can't say anything else. I mean, and then, we could go down the whole rabbit hole of conversation on this, but that right there shows that sports transcends much more than everything else.
Now, to be clear, and I'm all for what LeBron did. I think it's fantastic. This is being highlighted because it's LeBron and he's put a public eye on it. But people like Jalen Rose he's had his leadership academy for years, and he does basically the same thing. It's not. There's other athletes that do this as well. Right. But I'm glad that LeBron has put a spotlight on it, and I'm glad that by him putting the spotlight on it, it is inspiring other athletes to do the same. But he is not the first. I just want to be clear on that. He is not the first. There are other athletes that are already doing this, and they should be applauded, and they should get some shine as well. But I'm just glad that he is helping his community. And I'm going to take a slight negative on it and say this, not him, but obviously with all the Donald Trump conversations, Don Lemon and him, and questioning his intelligence, I was disappointed with Michael Jordan's response to it. I didn't like that Michael Jordan said what he's doing with his community. I really wish Michael Jordan would have said, "I'm happy with what LeBron is doing with our community." Yes, it's just a simple change of a word could have meant so much more coming from the GOAT. You know, from one GOAT to another GOAT. I really wish, and look, we already know Michael Jordan has stayed out of the social spotlight when it comes to talking about big issues like this. I mean, whether he truly said it or not, he is famously known for saying that Republicans buy shoes too. And he never gets controversial with his comments. Yeah. I really thought this was a chance for him to stand up and actually make a statement, since Donald Trump dragged him into the conversation, and he kind of half-assed it, in my opinion.
Yep. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yep. Well, on that note, until next time, we're out. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Thank you for listening to Gamertag Radio. If you'd like to donate and help us out for future events and more coverage and also better audio equipment, head over to donate.gamertagradio.com. That's donate.gamertagradio.com. Thank you.